All right. Give him a moment to get in.
Hi.
Hey, see you, buddy.
Peace.
I'll go here.
Pull up the Twitch.
It is PIXIES. PIXIES versus Papito. And if it's wrong, I don't care. So we got the Alposh band and the Baba Yaga band for the PIXIES versus Papito game. All right. So let's see here. So Pepper, me and you just got our booties handed to us last week from Papito. What do you think their best asset is on that Papito side?
Honestly, I removed that game from my memory. Couldn't tell you.
Right. I mean, they're a super solid team. I don't know of very many facets where they're really lacking. Probably their weakest link is going to be their support, but it's a support. So, right, I would prefer my weakest link be my support personally. But it looks like these bands did come through of Athena, Geb, Opwash, Baba Yaga, and my mom Brigitte. Forgot her name.
Yeah.
Because I put that one out of my mind.
As always, I'm gonna expect some big plays out of the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle, if you have a competent one, is largely the person that's making the plays, because they hit all of the lanes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if the jungle's bad, that alone can lose you a game.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you definitely want a strong jungle. And we on the KC side, we do have Residual Arc. Definitely one of the most active members here in KC. So representing my boy out here. But that last band was that Kook side on Papito. Kook definitely had a resurgence, which is disgusting in a way, but at the same time, I don't think Kook is a kind of god that's so oppressive, such as the Poseidons or the Noxes or the Yu-Wongs or even Agni. So I'm honestly fine with the Kook meta in my mind.
I'm not convinced that he's good unless you're cracked at it. I think it's a skill god because it's so easily shut down by a good, like, say a Thor or a Thanatos. Like, you get their beads and then you kill him twice in a row.
No, 100%. I mean, you know, I'm happy with the Kook meta because he's not CC immune. He only has one set of beads. And especially on this side, we took away that Ganesh that is typically paired with him to give him that extra bit of safety.
Oh, for sure. Ganesh, not a bad pickup. However, Poseidon and Morgan Le Fay, both very strong mages. Morgan Le Fay with the safety, the self-heal, and the DPS. Poseidon, great farm, good early game, very hard to lock down, and has that ult for secure.
Yeah, no, this is definitely looking like our game one here. I'm going to be surprised if Papito does not pick up a Red Tasker. Because that would literally be their exact same draft that they beat us with and their previous team with the Poseidon, Morgan Le Fay, and the Rat. I'm an idiot. Everybody else is an idiot. We're not looking at stat screens here, and that's something that's got to change for sure. Papito is getting away with this too often.
Thanatos, it's decent pickup. I don't think it's as good into the Poseidon as the other semi-global junglers, because it's a lot easier to react with the ult.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like you can easily tell when the Thanatos is gonna go on you because he's just gonna stare at you for a solid like second, maybe second and a half. So you can just crack in your feet and you're chilling for the most part. Now we are talking about that. Would you rather see the Poseidon mid or the Poseidon solo?
Well, that's an Achilles. So Poseidon with that cripple kind of shuts him down. So given that they don't know who the mid laner is, Morgan Le Fay's good into pretty much anyone.
Yeah, I mean, she's
So
super versatile, has a lot of self peel. I know I really enjoyed playing her in solo during that mage meta. Just because if you go on me, you're going to get feared, you're going to get knocked up. I'm going to try to 3 either at you or away from you, and I'm out of there. And if that doesn't work, I'm just going to ult. Just CC immune for like, what was it, like 3 or 4 seconds? Just going to try to glide away.
now Chernobog ban. Cherno was meta for a good number of patches in a row,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think he's worth the hype anymore,
Mm-hmm. So,
especially with the comp that they've drafted here.
oh yeah, I mean, I completely understand that. However, I think Bog and Apollo and even Mercury at certain points that just make the game very frustrating because you don't know if you don't have eyes either on those 3 gods, they could easily be split pushing and get to the fight decently quickly. Mercury, obviously, the slowest one of those 3, ironically enough. But the Bog and the Apollos, they can. 1 second you're fighting around fire, the next second they're pushing your left side Phoenix, and that's always going to be a massive threat.
I mean, for sure, but Papito here, known for playing through the rat, they have a very strong early game, and that's where Cherno's the weakest. I don't think it's hard for them to just shut it down, get it out, because his laning phase is really weak. They nerfed his clear abilities. I I think it takes a skilled ADC to pull off Cherno, especially at these lower levels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this is a plat gold division game. You know, most teams you're going to be seeing here are around that 2,000 MMR mark. Some are a little higher, some are going to be a little lower here. Sorry about that. But yeah, there's the rat. There it is.
There
I
it
mean,
is.
I'm telling you, man, I don't know why that's not getting banned. And I say that, but I didn't ban it either because I'm an idiot. And that's just what it is. I hate this Heimdall. Do not pick a Heimdall to a rat. Doesn't make any sense. Cool, you can knock him up, but guess what? He can dash you, or he can put his nuts on you pretty far, and you're stunned. I'd
Now,
much rather see an Apollo here.
the Heimdall isn't a terrible pick into rat because you can immune the knockup from the ult and then immediately knock up the rat. Use that to portal away or to just straight up ult the rat under a tower or something. It's
Mhm.
not terrible. Personally would have banned the rat over the
Mhm.
Hunbats though, especially
Yep.
because they hadn't picked their backline yet.
Right,
They could have
right.
just picked like a fucking Yu Huang and been perfectly fine into a Hunbats.
Oh yeah, for sure. Ooh, whoops.
Bit of a
Over there.
technical error.
Yeah, my bad, my bad, my bad. Hopefully we are back up and good here. But yeah, I
Speaking
mean,
of which, there's the
would
Yu
you
Huang.
right? You won't super safe. I mean, rats up in the air. You're just gonna try to float away the best you can, right? I mean, if you time it right, maybe you completely miss the rat ult with it. However, he is extremely safe. He's got that massive glide. Really, it's like a leap, but not a leap. And then he's got a fairly decently long CC immune ult. So that's a pretty good pick into the rat. I really like it. But once again, I hate this Heimdall. Would much rather see even an Apollo, a Hachiman, not much else. Or
Actually,
X-Ball would have been okay.
X-Ball, a good combo,
Yep.
especially with the rat, would have
Mm-hmm.
been good with the Thanatos as well. Far
Mm-hmm.
harder for the Poseidon, for example, to reactively Kraken
Right.
if he doesn't hear it coming.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at these drafts as they're swapping around here, but the KC Pixies top 3 to me looks absolutely stunning, and then we start to get into the it's okay realm whenever they get to their bottom 2. Now, while Papito's draft looks immaculate in every single role, maybe excluding Maui, maybe not one of the top picks right now, but with what they have, looks great.
Nah, scratch that. Maui's actually a great pick here. A cripple into both of the frontliners will allow the backline, all 3 of them, to just pump damage, play an easy front to back. Also, with the ult, combo that with the rat and both mages, and even X-Ball ult, they have great dive for the backline. So it's dealer's choice of how they want to play their team fights.
Right, and you mentioned front to back, but they can even play back to front if they really wanted to. With that Maui, they say, "Oh, come here, Hondo, come here. let me hold that horn for you real quick," and just go
Maui
into there.
a Kraken goes
Right,
very
it's
hard.
freaking nuts, dude. Because you know, if you get Maui ulted, you are getting Kraken, and you're getting his fat booty dropped on top of your dome. But all right, boys and girls, guys, gals, non-binary pals, I guess, as Gore would say.
That's me.
We're going to get into the game number one between KC, Pixies, and Papito. And I say that as we're going to look at their loading screens. Who has the most highest rank? It's Poseidon. That's gross.
By a decent amount as
Yeah,
well. A full star.
I know. What a loser.
I disagree. Poseidon, very fun god. I like his kit. Unless you play duel, I don't think having stars on Poseidon is that cringe. However, if you do play duel, Poseidon mains, fuck you. It's an annoying ass god to fight against in a
Right.
1v1. That's why he's so strong in the solo lane right now.
Yeah, I mean, granted, mages are starting to get out of there. The Achilles has looked immaculate lately. We've recently
excited
saw
for
in
this
the
Achilles
KC, in one of the KC games recently, we saw an Achilles that was absolutely carrying the rest of the team because Achilles right now is just very strong, and I don't see it going. Wait, what? Huh? Well, okay, hold on. So it looks like, if my eyes are correct here, that this Poseidon has gone Death's Toll into what I assume is a breastplate of Valor here. My only guess is because Vamp Shroud is nerfed, completely understandable. And this gives you a decent amount of power, being at 35 magical power, which is very high for an attack speed item or an auto attack item, and he may be going into the Shoguns into a ring rather than like a Doom Orb or something heavy and pin.
Yeah, it's an interesting build for sure. I don't think is great on Poseidon, as I don't believe that the auto attack stim procs Death's Toll effectively. I think it only procs on the middle auto.
No, I think you are correct, but I mean, I get the idea with it having a lot of power. However, I would much rather just see a Conduit or even a Sands of Times, because a tank Poseidon that has alternate timeline, I think, is pretty annoying, honest to goodness, because you're going to Whirlpool, you're going to get right back up, try to Whirlpool again. It's got a decent amount of self-peel, so I wouldn't mind to see that rather than a Death Toll.
Even if you're going auto attack, an axe into an animosity is still a good pickup. It's extra damage, it's tanky, it gives you a lot of sustain in the early game.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at this guy. He's just getting ran down. However, the Achilles is half health, and he's going to eat a lot of that minion poke.
Is going to hope to heal up with those autos. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, actually, I'm just going to watch this guy. I want to watch him real fast. I just want to see how much he's healing, because as we're seeing here, he's not even using his autos to clear the wave.
He can't. He's still in range of the Achilles if he tries.
Right. So I mean, granted, this may change as we go on through the game, but as it stands right now, it's looking like a wasted item.
That is both of his abilities down. Doesn't secure the totem though. Pixies dual lane being shoved under tower currently.
Now that's not really something I'm surprised about. You got the Maui clear, as well as X-Ball. I mean, but Heimdall, I don't think can compete really with either one of them. Maui has a pretty decent clear here.
Definitely hoping to compete for a late game, or maybe just hoping to get camped by the jungler.
Yeah, I mean, potentially.
Diving the Maui with jump up. Interesting decision. Not one I would have made myself. Meanwhile, Achilles getting dove by the rat.
I think he gets out here. Oh no, that Whirlpool. I mean, like I said, that Whirlpool is devastating. Just being able to slow him just enough that he's just going to get smacked by that rat in extra time and get that kill.
Mage is being pushed out. Poseidon digging his feet in. Yeah, first blood to Papito. Yu Huang is pushed out as well. Pressure almost across the board
Yeah,
for
kind of going back and forth over here in that duo lane. That Thanatos definitely gave him that pressure that was definitely needed. However, this Ganesh kind of pressuring out the duo lane, I don't know if it's exactly necessary. I kind of would like to see them kind of focus a little bit more on the clearing, trying to push down those waves. Because you're Ganesh, like what that dash did, maybe 50 damage. Your auto did 20, maybe, if you're lucky. How
now.
much would I rather see them just trying to push that wave in?
This is how you can tell that Loshak isn't a support player, because the focus isn't on damage at this point in time. It's about slowing down their clear. Ganesh doesn't do much to minions, but if he's zoning off the ADC and if he's grabbing the support, theoretically that gives you pressure for the purple buff they decided to not invade.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely understand, but I get what you're saying. But I would have rather just focused on clear to try to invade that purple buff, because if that mini wave is pushed underneath, then they're going to either have to choose their wave or the purple buff.
Yeah, I mean, you throw your 1 for clear as Ganesh, but the 3 in the autos don't really matter that much.
Which is fair. Which is fair. But I mean, that Maui is level 5. I would honestly say they just needed kind of went on that Heimdall there, either got some beads out or got his ult out. I think that would have been a great chance for that rat to come back over and gank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, given the level 5, ooh, rat is in the air looking
devil.
for this Yu Huang. Yu Huang is dead. Thanatos lands, cannot get the return kill. That is 3 ults down in the mid lane. Ganesha ult is down in duo. And it appears that they did not get anything for it. Both of them very low on mana, likely going to get pushed out and going to pull that prop buff.
Yeah, I mean, the duo lane over here still even has their med up. So don't know exactly what happened with that Ganesh ult there, but it doesn't look like it was too effective. But that rat is looking to invade, which I think is perfect. I mean, this is what he needs to be doing here. That blue buff got invaded. They didn't take really any damage from that Yu Huang. Don't know really what he could have done. It looks like Thanatos is coming over here.
Good ult from the Maui. That secures a kill on Divine on the Ganesha. And then Thanatos comes back in, gets the return double kill. That is at least a Bastion, probably the prop buff, and a nice comeback.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to leave open that Bastion, just try to get back, which is fair. They, at the time, didn't know where that rat is, which is killing your mid laner, because it doesn't look like anybody has any right-hand wards up. We do have that left-hand ward, because that's where that rat was last time. But, you got to still be aware on both sides. So, I mean, jungles, you always got to remember as a jungler to pick up wards. Help out your mid laner when that support can't.
Yeah, one of my biggest mistakes is forgetting that, you can ward before 15 minutes.
What the heck? Looks like a quick proxy over here happened, or maybe he missed a proxy. I don't really know what happened, or did he take his blue buff? No, didn't take a blue buff.
It looks like he went for the blue buff invade, realized it was down, tried to proxy, and missed the wave. Decides to let the full wave shove under tower, and instead deciding he's just gonna die instead.
That's a tough one right there. Post went beast, didn't even go Aegis. However, he did go out of that execute threshold, so he would have just smacked into him anyway and probably died to the Kraken no matter what. But just missing that doesn't feel good.
Ult for ult, kill to the Poseidon. Poseidon now 2 levels up, and given Achilles has Jotuns for some reason, he's just not going to be able to compete with this Poseidon in lane.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of these builds where it's like a Jotuns into a Contagion. Looks like Rat's ulting over here in mid lane.
Is a dead Yu Huang. Ganesh ult down, allows for a return kill onto Morgan. And I don't think anyone else is going to die.
Yeah, I mean,
Thanatos trying their hardest.
Yeah, I mean, it was mid for mid, so, it doesn't feel good to lose your mid, but the best case scenario, really, whenever you do, right, be able to trade that out But yeah, like I was saying with this Achilles build, it'll probably be Jotuns into in this case, a Genji's into a Contagion. Normally it is going to be that Contagion, either first or second item into that Jotuns. I'm personally not the biggest fan of that. Look at that little cheeky ward that was placed right there by that rat. This dude wants to invade consistently. This Poseidon should be aware that Thanatos was over here. Ooh.
Misses the silence. Jukes the one. Ult onto both of them. Rat might come over and get a cleanup on both of them. We'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this rat does not have blink. He does not have his ult, but he might be able to catch this Achilles lacking.
Around, and they don't seem to be aware that he's there at all. And stunt misses, but that is dead to the dash auto. Scythe missed from Thanatos means he is dead. Dead to minions, even if they miss everything.
Yeah, you never want to see that. Once again, Poseidon not using his autos for this death toll. I still hate this item. Doesn't make any sense what you're doing here. However, you are, kind of doing your own thing because you're Poseidon. You're smacking people with Krakens left and right. That was a tough gank out of the KC Pixies, missing pretty much every ability twice on that Thanatos, and then Achilles just being a little bit too confident without having any wards.
Bit of a misplay. Yu Huang likely dead here again.
I think every time this rat has gone through middle lane, he has killed this Yu Huang. And I mean, Yu Huang has not been too far out most of the time. He's been around this tower line for the most part, but it just doesn't matter. Rat just bursts so fast. He just doesn't have a good time to react.
I mean, the Yu Huang is a very safe pick, but it also requires some level of comfort. The safety, it takes skill. It's not, okay, maybe a bit of a hot take. Charybdis is the counterpart for safety in the ADC. I don't think it takes near as much skill to pull off as this Yu Huang does. Thanatos missing ult, which is unfortunate given he's the only one on his team that appears to be doing anything.
I mean, it's extremely unfortunate. I mean, they got that double kill in duo lane, but I mean, aside from that, he hasn't done too much to really impact that. I mean, he knows that Rat's ulting. They just need to tell this Yu Huang to get back, but I think he's gonna die no matter what.
Well, he is dead.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter where he went.
Cuts off his escape, make sure he can't get out. Thanatos is here, can't really do much.
Yeah, Yu Huang, 0-5 at 9 minutes. Does not feel good for your team. Honest to goodness, though, Morgan Le Fay has not either been farming very well or just kidding. Now they are 2 levels up. I was about to say they should be around 2 levels. They might be around 1.5, but I mean, I would like to see them invade a little bit more, if at all possible. Doesn't look like it will be, but like this jungler still getting his jungle camps, which is very surprising here. What are they? 4K down? Math?
3.5.
Close enough, yeah. I'll count it. Oh, this is a bad den ult, in my opinion. This is just gonna spell death. What is he doing?
He has ult up.
Okay.
Good Whirlpool didn't burn the Kraken, which is great. Hein TP'd out of the duo lane, predicting the rat gank because of Ganesha following him.
Yep.
Shout out Ganesha. You don't know what's really bad about this Yu Huang stat line? He's warding. Like, he has defensive safety wards on both sides. There's one in Sentry Pit and there's one on right under Pyro.
Right. I'm just saying he's not placing them. Man, it ain't him. It is Ganesh.
Okay. Yu Huang has wards for safety and is still dying.
I know. I mean, like we just watched, he's dying under tower. There is nothing this Yu Huang can do. Ironically enough, one of the safest gods out of the mid lane, and he just cannot stay out of death. Out of the gray screen, I guess is the best way to say it.
Rat in the air, likely looking for this Thanatos. And misses. Thanatos blink down. Ganesh ult down. Thanatos in the air. Does he go back in? It would be a mistake.
I was about to say, I really don't want to see him doing that. This Heimdall getting pretty risky over here, not knowing where that Ratatasker is. He's got to know that rat's coming over to him. He's got to.
Well, he's about to walk across. Oh, no, that's a sentry for red. He's going to get dove.
Oh, Juke's around.
Ooh,
But he's a Heimdall, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Oh,
I don't believe
oh,
he has crystal up. He just used a long-range crystal teleport
they're
for this
hunting this
fight.
dude.
I mean, at this point, he's just wasting their time making sure they can't get Gold Fury.
Wow.
Does he?
That
Minions
was
don't spawn in
impressive.
time. He gets out.
Yeah, it looks like this
Insane
Ganesh
plays.
might have been trying to play a little zone duty on him, but that was absolutely phenomenal. Great ult out of Maui.
Good ult for Peel from the Yu Huang. It appears that Ganesh is dead anyway to Morgan Le Fay. Thanatos dead to the Jibalanke. And Yu Huang gets up in the air just in time. Ratatosker, playing a very dangerous game, gets punished for it. Huge shutdown for Heimdall.
Yeah, that was a devastating miss of an ult there.
Aegis
Oh,
comes
what a
out,
great
teleports
crystal.
away. This Heimdall is doing massive work for his team.
Wow, Marshmallow looking absolutely nuts right now in this Heimdall. I was talking some mad smack about it. Still think Apollo would have been better, but it's looking phenomenal nonetheless.
Heimdall in this meta has to be a comfort pick if you're picking it up.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly, for Marsh, it is. This man knows his shit.
100%. I mean, that looked great. Granted, he did miss his ult, but could you imagine if he didn't? He might even got a triple kill. Where are you going? You just lost half
Tower.
your HP.
Tower doing only a little bit of damage. Really
You
wants
are
this
so
blue buff.
confident here. There's no way he doesn't get punished and then instantly killed for this.
Oh, he does get the blue, but is it worth the life?
Oh,
Ooh, rat in the air. That's
No
going to be
way.
a dead Achilles.
there should be a dead rat, right?
I don't think so. He's got a team there. He's got the style plays with that blink.
Oh
Thanatos
no, yeah.
gonna need to blink on him to get a kill and would immediately die. Backup from the Ganesha. Does Morgan Le Fay get caught out? Morgan
he still
ult
wants
is
him.
out. Ooh, finally Ark getting that kill on the Ratatosker. Maui peeling for the Morgan Le Fay. Hopefully he gets out here.
Well, the Heimdall's there now. Good Heimdall ult.
Oh, that is gonna be a dead.
Oh, wait, what? Where did they... Wait, what?
Thanatos getting caught out by the Morgan Le Fay, not running away, choosing to fight that fight, defending tower, gets a kill.
I didn't even see him over there. I'm very surprised. Also, they're not instantly going for the Gold Fury, I guess, because they know the Ratatasker is up. So it's going to be a little bit awkward doing that. But they lost to tier 2 in that fight. Would you say that was even worth it?
I don't think so. That was what, 3 for 2?
I think so.
Yeah, 3 for 2 when you lose your tier 2 tower in ADC lane. I mean, that's what, 4 for 2 now?
Yeah.
I think that's an even trade at best. The amount of pressure that losing this tower is going to do, it's opening up Gold Fury so heavily for Papito here.
I know. I mean, like we said, it's 4 for 2 now, but they lost their left tier 2 as well as their mid tier 1. I mean, you know, it's not looking good in terms of the tower state for them, but they're only 5K behind. It's 15 minutes. You know, your mid laner is 1-6. He's level 13. It's really to be expected on that front. But I really got to see a little bit more out of the solo laner as well as the mid laner. Maybe play a little bit safer there, if at all possible. But this Ratatasker is a freaking beast.
Ganesh, I would suggest sitting on this Yu Huang, or sitting on this Heimdall rather, and letting him do his job. Rat ult is down, Dana ult is down, and a bit of a hit and run fight here.
Yeah, but they didn't let old Achilles know that it was going to be a hit and run. Going down there.
That is a Kraken down. Rat looking to blink on the backline. Pushed back by Yu Huang. Great ult for self-heal.
100%, but they are definitely just going to need to run away. Let them have the Gold Fury. It is what it is. Like you're not taking this Gold Fury. You're a Yu Huang Thanatos. We're going to take it with a scythe.
And that's what the pressure from losing these towers will do for you. It's free gold and XP for the whole team, and it opens up the map.
100%, 100%. And I mean, this really started out of that mid lane just dying over and over, and that Ratatasker was able to kind of formulate that into a lead everywhere else. I mean, he's played phenomenal, and I don't want to misplay that or even speak on that part because he has played out of his mind, and they have to ban it. And anybody in the league has to ban Papito's rat. It doesn't matter what you think is meta. You gotta ban it. It is what it is.
It's not even an off-meta pick. I'd consider a high A, maybe even S tier jungler. Not necessarily worth a first pick, but it's gonna get picked top 3. Kraken comes down defending tower. That is a 1-for-1 trade, 1-for-2. Unfortunate. Pixies.
Uh-oh, here comes the rat. Oh, good blink.
Ooh.
I would just walk away. Just walk away. There you go. Yeah. Oh.
Heimdall or Poseidon losing his tier 1, but getting 2 kills in return. I'd say that trade is worth it.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially
you took
'cause
the right tier 1. I mean, that's the worst tier 1 to take.
And they're
your mid
about to
laner
lose their
dies
own anyway.
again. Or was it the mid laner who died? I don't remember who died. Doesn't matter. The Morgan got a kill, which is big. She's level 17 already. The closer she is to 20, the harder she is to kill.
For sure.
And it looks like
Especially
she's going to
when-
be going for that alternate timeline as well.
Yeah, at that level 20 power spike with the alternate timeline, 40 of each prots on top of a, 6-minute revive?
Which, I mean, is super long. However, she is super easy to kind of get herself out of those situations with that knockback, with that speed boost, with that CC immune ult. And the biggest thing, with that one on the fear. Fear on
Now,
the one.
6 minutes is a
the heck?
deceptively just junglers being junglers at this
Whoa,
point.
why are we all the way up here? Oh no!
Oh,
And then a
this is
solo.
a rough moment for the Pixies here, needing to pull it together. This is a 19-minute fire giant pull, it looks like.
I mean, they
Or
might
at
be
least,
looking for another pick, but I mean,
Pressuring for it.
my biggest guess there was that Heimdall went for that ult, and then X-Ball had to use the beads, but it worked out for him.
That is a rough one.
It looks like they're going to be waiting for that X-Ball to come on over before they do anything. They might try to pick up this Pyro first. That's what I would do. Why sit around?
It's a
What are
good
they going to do,
call.
stop
There
you?
is no steal. Ganesh ult, honestly, the best steal potential that the Pixies have, and that's too good of an ult to burn on a Pyro.
Well, we're just going to burn
it
on a rat.
for a rat that wasn't going to get a kill anyway.
You had your Thanatos coming back right there, so if he overplayed, it could have been a kill on the rat. Thanatos is only a level down, and somehow Achilles is a level up on the Poseidon. Just gonna throw that out there. Don't know how that happened, but it happened. 1 in 6 Achilles is up on that 2-1 Poseidon.
It just comes from a lack of jungle pressure, inability to secure farm. This Achilles is diving tower to steal blue buffs. Shows initiative. Fire Giant being pulled at about 20%. Thanatos is in the air. Morgan ult, Yu Huang ult. Papito secures the fire, but this is a mess in the back line. Gibalanque is dead. Thanatos is dead. It is a 4-for-4. Papito looking to come out on top with this Fire Giant. Beads out of the Morgan Le Fay. Sorry, beads out of the Yu Huang. And Yu Huang is dead.
And just like I said at the very beginning of the game, if you're going to split push, you want the Bog, the Apollo, and potentially Mercury. Just depends. Obviously, ADC, Bog, or Apollo there. But, I mean, we're split pushing on Heimdall. We got a tier 2 tower. Don't get me wrong. At least that's some gold. That's better than what you would have got if you didn't split push. But you would have been able to do it more effectively on the Apollo, especially with the build that he's going right now. This is a great Apollo build.
Yeah, I mean, Heim's not terrible. It's just you gotta set your crystals up beforehand in order for that TP over. It's pretty telegraphed because you can only go to a specific spot. I don't know.
Apollo's just a safer god. He's got that, what is it, a 2-second mez? That's freaking nuts. Just walk away from him. You could even spam laugh him for a little bit and then walk away.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, no.
Apollo, definitely a good pick.
Don't do this.
Also, given that Heimdall is the only level 20 on the KC Pixies team, He needs to be in these fights or they don't have a chance.
Right.
They're down
100%.
9,000 gold. If you take Heimdall out of a fight, they're down, what, 20K?
Mm-hmm. Oh, easily, easily. Yeah, and this is massive experience difference. I mean, look at this. We got 9K gold and NXP. That's something you never want to see. I mean, granted, a lot of it's going to be in that support role because he's 3 levels down. That's how it goes in support. If your team's losing, you're losing harder for the most part.
Yeah, but
It's a Ganesh, so it's not that bad. But
he's definitely matching his team. Yu Huang and Thanatos also down 2 levels.
Yeah, I mean,
These side lanes are the only ones that are able to compete. It looks like they spent a little bit too much time on the Yu Huang and not enough on the Heim or the Achilles.
yeah, I mean, something that I would be terrified if I'm the KC's Pixies is even being touched right now by this X Ball. He's going to hit you so hard, so quickly with this build that he's going here. It's going to be devastating.
Shout out Debo203 in chat, the Morgan Le Fay, criticizing his own gameplay, which is interesting given that he's 7-1.
I mean, so far, I mean, he's played great. Like I said, maybe farmed a little lackluster there at the very beginning part. But who cares if you hit level 20 before the other guy did and you just win or are winning? It doesn't matter.
You know, I would shout out Divine in chat, the Ganesha, but he is level 14. I'm not sure it's worth the time of day at this point.
Right. No, completely understand. I would never shout out Divine. I would never do that. Period. Oh, good sight though. I mean, the Thanatos is one of the most broken junglers, period, in my opinion, because it does percentage HP, which I think is bullcrap.
I've revised my stance on the Thanatos being strong a little bit. Oh, fight comes out. Kraken is down. Beats Aegis out of Yu Huang. It looks like he's going to get out of there. This is a Titan push down mid. Titan's going to get burned really quickly by Papito, and then hopefully they're going to push for this Phoenix with their own. 2 bombs on the board as well.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe a misplay there releasing those Titans, but I mean it's just going to work out the best for them because their Titan is walking down now. Like you said, they have those 2 bombs. This mid Phoenix is pretty much dead to rights unless they're able to poke them out much more than what they are right now.
They did just lose Fire Giant, which is a big part of this push. Titan more than going to compensate for that, but it is unfortunate. They're probably going to have to use a bomb if they want to get out of this without any deaths.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're kind of stalling that Titan, though, so that's going to let that Poseidon get his Kraken back, and it's pretty terrifying.
Ooh, that is 2 bombs down. 1 bomb misses the Phoenix entirely. Rat down on the Ganesha. Ganesha ult down. Ganesha's out. That is the mid Phoenix down. Titan is still pretty healthy. They're going to go push for that left Phoenix.
But there's no way they're going to let them push for that left Phoenix, especially with that Fire Giant running off. There is no way they can let them do that.
Maybe if they hadn't wasted their bomb missing the mid Phoenix, they would have had a shot.
Right, 100%. Yeah, you might as well have just saved it at that point. You didn't do anything with it technically. But I don't mind this as if they go this Pyro right here. It's going to be a pretty good idea as long as these 2 right here, the support and solo, do not get taken out here. If they do, it could just be an easy push down left.
Yeah, mid Phoenix is still just a mid Phoenix, so it's still just a Phoenix. So that is pressure for this Fire Giant. 10K gold lead on the board as well. 3 level 20s to 1 for Papito.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be really tough for them to get that level 20. It's hard to say just pull it, right, because you aren't aware of what they have over here, but there was 2 tanks over there and left. Oh, that's pretty good. Ooh.
I mean, group has 5 pull fire. They have Poseidon ult for secure. They have Poseidon for shred with the Shoguns and the demonic ring.
No, don't back right here. What are you doing? What are you doing?
He is backing on a ward, so they didn't see it. Thanatos is here for a delay action if necessary.
If I saw the entire team back, that's the go button. I don't care if there's a single Thanatos. You know he used his ultimate. What is his threat to any of you?
I don't know if they did see it.
Oh yeah, maybe not.
They are pulling it. It appears that Pixies is going to be a little late to this. This might just be a free Fire Giant.
Yeah, that was a terrible back call. Terrible.
Oh, for
They had
sure.
all the pressure in the world. Cool, Thanatos hit 20. Cool, Yu Wong hit 20. But now the other team has Fire Giant, and you're back in a worse position than what you were earlier. You don't have a mid Phoenix. You don't have any extra towers besides your right one. But guess where they're going? Straight down that right lane because you have to protect mid as well as left.
Yeah, pushing down right, getting that second tower, giving up Primal Fury, arguably the least important of the Gold
Oh,
Furies.
come on,
They don't even get it.
Oh, goodness. Just a hodgepodge of situations. Now, to be fair, in this situation here, they are using a sub here in Divine as their support. So it's going to be a little awkward there, but that was just a rough call all the way around. Oh, good pick.
Double ult comes out. That is a good pick on this Poseidon.
Terrible Thanatos
in
ult.
the air. Who is he going to go on? Aegis and Beads out of the Morgan Le Fay. Dead to the Achilles anyway. Meanwhile, Rat
good
died in the
scythe.
back line. Thanatos lives. This is a decent rearguard action from the Pixies here. 3-4-0.
Right.
Honestly, they might be able to push up, bomb that Phoenix, and get one of their own.
I mean, the Poseidon's only down for 20, right? So I don't think they will be able to. Hopefully, they'll at least be able to get a tier 2, or at least push all the waves up enough that they don't have to worry about a random siege out of nowhere.
It's not looking likely for the tier 2, but they will get their middle Phoenix back, which
Well, that's big. They got the fire, but you get your Phoenix back up. That's a straight W.
it appears our title hasn't been changed yet.
I'm gonna blame ZZ Fallen for that one.
Nightbot was unable to authenticate Fallen ZZ. Unfortunate.
Wait, what happened?
Nightbot doesn't think that he's legit part of the channel.
Oh, wow. My alt account is also not a legit part of the channel, so that is tough.
Yeah, back to this game. No objectives up on the map. All of the Phoenixes back up. Not healthy
What are you
yet.
doing? What are you doing? Pepper, is this you? You loading this game?
No, I tried. They wouldn't let me.
Yeah, right? Yeah. A random jungler trying to 1v5. That's a Pepper special if I've ever seen one.
Hey, sometimes I pull it off.
Okay. Yeah, for sure, man.
You know, maybe 30% of the time.
Okay, I can give you that. I can give you that. But that Thanatos did back, and he's taking a while getting back there.
Rat in the air. This is a Phoenix push. Ganesha ult is down. Gibalanka ult used. Thana in the air. No one is dead yet. The Phoenix has been defended.
Yeah, that's a 4 now, but they still have the Kraken, and they still have the Morgan Le Fay. I mean, it's very easily, they could just re-siege this guy.
It's just one good pick on a backliner. Or Achilles stepping up a little too far.
Wow.
Oh, has to ult out, but does get out safely. It's not looking like a Phoenix is in the cards. Just people dying.
Wait, what? Oh, I thought he backed.
Ganesha is dead. Morgan Le Fay is dead. The Heimdall doesn't manage to get out either. This might turn into a Phoenix for them after all.
Yeah, this
3
Achilles
for
could
0.
never dream about beating this X ball. That's not. Sorry,
Ooh,
champ.
4
It looks
for
like this is
0.
going to be game.
That is game, 100%.
Wow.
I didn't think they could pull it off, but here, just under the 31-minute mark, that is game 1 for Papito.
Wow. I mean, you know, I think that really stemmed from, once again, that mid lane being absolutely crushed by that Ratatasker. I would be extremely surprised if we see him again. I really don't want to see him again. But that last push there, whenever Achilles stepped out a bit too far, I really think that's what opened it up. They might have got a couple picks, but they were out way too far in their low Phoenix that they couldn't really sit in there to get any extra damage out.
You know, for Pixies, this smells of a lack of confidence and a lack of communication. Divine in chat saying that he was notified he was playing 5 minutes before the game. I was sitting in call for this match as well, and he asked not to play the Ganesha, and they picked it for him anyway.
Mm.
This lack of communication in a, I mean it's amateur Smite, but it's still comp.
Mm-hmm.
They should be communicating with each other, listening to requests, and if they don't, this is what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. I mean, especially if you're extreme. Granted, I mean, he had some pretty solid ults, all things considered. I think he missed his dash 80% of the time, which sucks, but it is what it is. But he had some good ults that really was able to change out the game there. I don't like this off-wash ban. It should have just been a respect ban off the rip for that Ratatasker. I hope I didn't put it in the second game or the first game twice. Hope that didn't happen. I don't think I did, but I might have.
No, because the Cherno was banned number 4 last game,
That's right.
and now it is being banned first.
Yeah. I mean, really just understanding kind of how Marsh played that last time wasn't really in many of those team fights besides the ones he's literally had to be in because they came after him.
You know,
Where's
I don't
Rat?
I don't like the Op-Wash ban, not just because Rat should be banned instead, but given how the Poseidon was played, the Thanatos would have just ripped through that Op-Wash. He wouldn't have had a Kraken under tower.
What?
He would have just died. That's criminal. That's insane. They better first pick this Ratatosker or it's just it's insane.
Yeah. No, they have to. They have to, right? They have to. Granted, I can't say anything. We did the exact same thing to him. That's on me. My bad.
Did we give it to them twice in a row?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, we did.
Consistent problem at KC. Maybe we need to put a note out to all the managers.
Right.
If you're playing Papito, ban the Rat.
Okay, there's the Mama Brigitte. I understand it, but why not the Rat literally killed the Yu Huang, was it 5 times in 9 minutes? Let's
Okay.
just say hypothetically he didn't do anything for the rest of the game. He destroyed your early game. That was terrible. You need to respect that, in my opinion.
You talking about the message in chat?
Can't read the message in chat.
Okay. Divine says Rat wasn't a problem. Yu Huang was the problem. It can be both, Divine. You don't have to put down your teammate when you can acknowledge that the other person played really well.
Yeah, no, honest to goodness, I mean, based on where the Yu Huang was playing at, which was his tower line, I don't think he played too bad. He just couldn't see the Rat. Rat was coming literally out of nowhere, out of the trees. They're in the trees. So this Yu Huang on his tower line, in his tower line, he's still just getting hammered by this Ratatasker, and he's just able to run free. I mean, as the Ganesh, you can only do so much to stop this guy because his autos were hitting even decently hard.
Now, Maman here, still a top meta pick, a very good first pick. If they thought they were going to get it, why would they still leave the Rat up?
Right. I mean, you obviously saw that the Papito didn't respect the Maman. They did not ban the Maman. So what's the point of not banning the Rat? Let's say hypothetically, you don't respect the Rat. Why the Opwash? Have you seen them play Opwash? I know I haven't. I haven't seen that in those charts. So why are you banning the Opwash?
Also, more importantly, why the Geb?
I could get the Geb. Geb is super annoying. They didn't play the Geb, but I mean, I get the Geb because Geo, phenomenal Geb, right? Able to add that extra shield, especially since they're going for that the mage solo still. Able to give that extra bit of protection, kind of able to solo tank with that extra shield.
I don't know. I mean, okay, Divine says that they were told Geb is the support's main. Even so, there are 6 other supports that do the same thing as Geb does. Like, Kepri does the same thing, but frankly, better.
Yeah, also kind of wild that we're getting info and we're choosing to respect ban the support. Out of all things, we're respect banning the support.
The Maui put on a clinic last game. If he picks
100%.
Maui again, then you get fucked again anyway.
Right, yeah, because we picked the Chang'e. Yeah, cool. Chang'e. That's not even a Chang'e solo. So guess what? Cool,
No, it's not. That is a chung on mid.
right. So you're gonna two the Maui alt. What about his one? What about his three? What about Rat three? What about Rat alt?
No, this
You
is
don't have a CC immune alt. You have a two. Granted, it's on like a 12-second cooldown, so fairly low cooldown. However, that's it. That's all you have. Like, it's not going to get you away from a Maui or a Rat. Also crazy, they don't just pick up the Rat. What is going on?
honestly the fact that they didn't even pick it on the side of Papito. They're kind of cocky at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I would be cocky. Granted, to be fair, I think if that fire giant went the other way, whenever they instead of backing and they just did the fire, I think that would have been a much different game. And I don't think Papito really has a lot of feet to stand on there because they use that rat, and I better see a rat ban in this second phase. They don't really have anything to stand on there.
I swear to God, if that's a Hun bats.
I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna do it because I don't even know of him like hard carrying. Oh, cool. I think he has an 11-1 Hunbats game, but then other than that, it's like a Bastet rat. There's the rat.
There it is. I was about to remove Divine's remove Misa's manager role.
Right. Now they might pick the Bastet here. I don't mind the Bastet here, honestly. Honestly, yeah, I don't mind the Bastet here.
I gotta say, this Odin pick is a good pick into this team. Maman tends to build heavy on the lifesteal. Chang'e and Achilles have a lot of in-kit healing, and none of them can get out of the Odin ult. It's a great pickup here. Chiron, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I think that's terrible in my mind.
I think it's a decent pickup, but I think Martichorus just does what he does, but better. Frankly, it's safer even without the dash.
Oh.
It's more damage. He's got the great ult. I don't know.
You know what I want to see here? We see the Odin and the Gilgamesh, right? I want to see it be Odin jungle so bad. I don't think it's good, but I don't know if they really need him to be good. Papito's backline went pretty much unchecked most of that game. So I, honest to goodness, wouldn't mind to see a super heavy frontline comp that kind of protects the backline, sets them up much better. I kind of want to see that Poseidon be mid.
Poseidon mid, not a bad pickup, although the Chang'e is a rough matchup for him.
I'm being trolled. Gotta be getting trolled. Because I don't see an ADC on their side.
Oh, it's Ravana ADC.
Oh, really? That's happening?
I don't know if you played that, but I played Ravana ADC and went 13-5. Granted, the other team kinda dog, but I still think it's a good pick in almost every role. I'd even put it in support.
Wait, where'd that go? Odin support?
What?
Odin support. Okay, so it's Odin support. Odin doesn't support Odin cages. Odin cage, right?
Gilgamesh jungle, Chiron mid.
Okay. Chiron mid, not that bad. I actually like that against
backline comp from Papito here. They're really trusting that this Maman is going to be terrible.
Oh yeah, 100%. Wait. Achilles support. On that side there. I hate both team comps. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like most of the things that I'm seeing out of the entire team. Across the board.
I don't really have a problem with the comp for Papito. I don't like all of their individual picks, especially this Chiron, but the other four are all good meta picks, especially into this team. The Chang'e, not great. I don't like Rama personally. I understand why he's good. I don't know. I don't think the Achilles is that bad in support. It's okay lockdown, having the execute on a person that you almost can't kill, especially with the buff to his early game clear and sustain. I think it's a good pick. I'm not convinced they can pull it off given how game one went.
Right, yeah, I completely agree there. I don't think they can pull it off. I mean, like I literally just mentioned this. Divine missed about 80% of his dash Achilles stun is a bit of a cone, but it's a small cone, right? And if you can't hit a dash, I feel like you can't hit that small cone consistently in my mind, especially in Achilles ult. Achilles ult, Ganesh dash, I think are very comparable in size in terms of length. So let's say comparable.
I
Similar.
play both gods, and I can tell you, Achilles stun is like
No.
so much
Achilles
easier to
ult.
hit.
Achilles ult.
Oh,
And
Achilles
Ganesh
ult?
dash. Yeah. Achilles ult and Ganesh dash. I said because I'm talking about how Divine's missing lines here. That's my point here.
Okay, in that case, the problem is the lack of setup from the rest of the Pixies, because the difference is that Ganesha ult is setup and Achilles ult is used off of setup. Obviously, being able to freehand it is what?
I don't get why he thinks this is good. I wouldn't mind an explanation if anybody has that in chat.
I'm gonna check screenshots and see if he upgraded it.
This is happening because it doesn't matter. He literally didn't use it.
He didn't even upgrade it game one.
Yeah, so what is it? Why are you picking this? Is it for the power? I guess it's for the power. I guess it's a lot of power, very cheap, right? I don't know of any other item that gives that much power. Right?
It's
yeah.
5 less power and gives you 10% cooldown and infinite mana.
Or you can go Conduit Gem, just have better clear than what you already have. Your Krakens are going to hit like a truck. And the Gem of Focus upgrade is freaking nuts on a Poseidon that's building tanky anyway.
Debo, in chat, you play with this, man. Can you explain the logic for us? Because we're not seeing it.
I'm lost. I'm blind, and I can't see a way out. Also, I think it's ironic, though. We got 2 warrior supports this game. Kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't like it.
No.
I don't like playing against warrior supports. They're rather annoying.
Yeah.
Their base damage is good. They're hard to compete with because they're more mobile, and they have just as much CC as Guardians.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it makes the lanes a lot more volatile than a Guardian-focused lane.
And also, all of the teams I've played support on don't know how to just chill out in the early game, so they always give the warriors what they want, which is a good early game fight.
Right.
You just wait till late game where the Guardians just shine, and then they're not good.
I don't like this Frenzy pickup. Would have much rather seen the early shell. Because you're gonna have an Odin cage, and you know you're going to. So why the Frenzy? I didn't see it popped in lane.
Oh, death in mid already on arc.
Yeah, it doesn't even look that close.
No, clearly Maman was not the pickup here, it would seem.
Yeah, I mean, you recently played Maman in a comp setting not too long ago, yeah. So what do you think her biggest strengths and weaknesses are here?
Okay, well, let's start with her strength. It's pretty much exclusively damage. She doesn't have a great lockdown. She doesn't have great safety. It's pretty much just the fact that she can pump out more damage than the other guy. Problem is that her weakness is CC. She has no CC immunity.
Yeah.
Not in her dash, not in her one. I mean, okay, she has it in the ult.
Well, she also has it in the dash in the other person's body, right?
Yeah, but if you're crippled by Poseidon, you can't even use the ability. If you dash into someone else that's dashing, theirs beats yours every time. Naja ult, Horus ult, Herc ult, Tyr, all of them beat Maman because it doesn't have CC on it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's a very risky pick because it's so hard to pull off into a competent team.
You really needed that shield buff, huh, Divine? Huh? No. I mean, I guess it gave Rama a little bit of extra solo farm. I don't know. Kind of odd.
Granted, a bit of an error on Papito's side, a bit lacking in the heal department for this Maman. I personally wouldn't have picked the Chiron, knowing that you're fighting a Maman.
Right, because you're getting in that dash every single time. Or you should be, right?
I mean, like Marty.
I like this invade here.
If the Marty, or if she dashes into you as Marty Chorus, you just ult and then pull her into tower and then root her in tower and then she's dead.
Right.
Divine attempting to steal this purple buff. Not
They got the purple
looking
buff here, so this should be a dead Odin, I hope. Don't let him get out. No,
better
body
be.
block him.
Ooh, there we go. Second
No jungle
blood
seen. I mean, hey,
for the Pixies.
you take it where you can get it. You got the invade, you got the Odin kill. I mean, you should be able to push this tower into wave. That's about to say. I would rather see this Rama get some solo farm. This Achilles bring that purple up to that shield buff and just kind of wipe all the camps out at once. Well, this is fine too. I don't mind this either. This is a good play here. Also, a jungle I think would have gone crazy instead of the Mammon is the Loki. The Loki into this team comp, I don't think they can stop it ever.
I mean, you say that, but as a Loki main myself, Poseidon is a bit of a rough matchup, especially building tanky. Chiron is kind of annoying. The cleanse is a very strong ability into Loki ult because it's such a telegraphed stun. Divine getting rocked has to burn his ult to get out. But yeah, it's decent into the Freya. It's decent into the Chiron.
Divine should not have came back.
Not its best situation though. Ooh, stun is huge. Freya's gonna get those autos. That is a dead Achilles right there.
Yep, 100%. I think it was last night. I think we saw a Gilgamesh jungle. I think it was. And on the KC the Twitch there. I wonder what's kind of going on there. Do you have any insight in on this Gilgamesh?
Well, Gilgamesh, when he was originally released, was in a warrior jungle meta with the likes of the Erlong, Shen, and the Osiris. And he hasn't really ever left that role as much as the other warriors did. His damage is still good. He has good chase, he has good lockdown. He gets free items, which is really helpful as a jungler compared to other lanes because it boosts your clear and your ganks. It's just a really strong pick. Also, the ability to... That's a great whoop. Oh, and good kill by Arc. Knows his damage, hits the 2 into the 1, and burns the Freya down. But yeah, Gilg has a lot of options, so you can build it any way you want. You can build full auto attack with Akins, you can build crit, you can build hybrid, you can build full power, you could build bruiser, you could even build tank in the jungle. And all of them are effective.
I guess that's fair. I mean, Gilgamesh 1 being that percentage of his own health, which is a very interesting concept. So like you said, you can build tanky and you're still just going to be just fine. I hate that Mizza? What's going on with me? Doesn't matter. I hate that they're the KC Pixies mid lane did rotate over there. I think that was a bit of a wasted rotate. He didn't really do anything on that rotation. So kind of curious on why they did that. If they were going to try to push for a gold tier, if they got a pick or what.
Reading chat, and I believe that is Geo. Talking about how Maman does have lockdown.
I mean, she's got a stun, which connects most of the time, at least on me, and she does have that knock up.
Issue.
Hey, I'm bad. I don't know what to tell you. All right. So I mean, in terms of, does she have a lot more lockdown than say a Loki? Yes. A lot more lockdown than I mean, I guess when you kind of comparing her to a lot of the assassins, not a lot of assassins have quote unquote true lockdown, right? It's just CC on ultimates, and she still carries that, right?
I think its setup is a better word. Because if you're hitting the stun on someone, they're dead whether they're stunned or not.
Yeah.
The damage is gonna kill them regardless, and they can't do anything about it. The ult, very telegraphed. Unless you stack up the soul orbs, it's pretty small too. Not that hard to dodge. I don't know. I personally, I'd play the Loki over the Mammon.
That's a solo. That's a solo.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think the Ravana was a good pick.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time.
Poseidon. Ravana actually one of the top meta junglers right now. It gets shut down by the Gilg, but that he had no mana, he was low. That's not really on him, except for the overstaying.
Right. I mean, he took the totem. I think he might have died anyway if the Gilgamesh just kind of jumped the tower. But I mean, he got the totem. He knew he needed the mana, so I understand that. He doesn't have any wards out. I mean, this team has a lot of wards on this left side, or the Pixies have a lot of wards on the left side, while the Papito has a lot on that right-hand side for those ganks. But I haven't really seen the jungle gank anywhere but left so far. Effectively.
Yeah, as I was saying, this Ravana, probably top 2 jungles in my opinion.
Wow.
The buff on the base damage did a lot for him. In terms of it increases his clear, his early ganks. He's a very safe jungler that can also commit to a heavy dive. I don't know. I think it's a bit of a slept-on pick in these lower levels.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also a great pick into something like the Poseidon. If he throws at that Kraken, obviously you're going to use your 2. You
Look
can
at that
lock him.
poke.
In terms of lockdown, Ravana has some lockdown with that slow on his 1, with that root on his 3. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. I don't know of a good way for Poseidon to get over. I swear, if I see this jungler go across the mid lane one more time and get a kill, I'm going to freak out. Once again, he's going across mid lane and just keeps getting this mid laner poked out, or not poked out, caught out over and over and over. Now, granted, we're at 9 minutes. He's only died twice. So what is that? 3 deaths better than what it was last game. So congrats to that. But you're still at 2 deaths at 9 minutes, and it's not great putting that on that jungle. Yeah, that specific jungle. That guy specifically. Don't put it on that guy.
Also, dying as the Chang'e is a little bit embarrassing into the Gilgamesh.
But I hate to say it, but I think it's also because of the last death, I did see that Odin cage. Guess who doesn't have a shell? And that's going to be your support. So you're going to get caged. He's just going to have to look at you and be like, well, sorry, man. I wanted a frenzy that I don't think he's used yet. So nice relic selection there, Divine.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get that shell and upgrade it in time as well. Struggled with keeping up on the golden XP last game. I don't suspect this game is going to be significantly different.
Crazy. Look what's happening. Oh, nice ult.
So unfortunate. The Pixies are currently ahead by 1,000. Although if Papito pulls gold here, that's gonna do a decent bit to pull them into the lead. A much closer game than last time, but it's still looking like Papito's gonna be taking this.
Wow.
That Freya auto hit so hard.
Right, it was a Freya auto out of a Gilgamesh kick and a Chiron ult, or not ult, dash, which is nuts. Almost gets that kill on that Freya, though.
Chang'e ult comes out, and the Freya is living currently. Chang'e dead for it.
Yeah, but they're just feeding into this death ball. What is that now? If Ravana dies, that's a 4. Oh, I mean, I don't know. That's a.
They're just trading back and forth. What matters is that Papito got the Gold Fury,
right?
And so, unless Pixies come ahead with like an extra 2, maybe 3 kills, they lost that trade hands down.
Oh, should have just canceled it and autoed him. He would have died for sure. But yeah, no, that was 3 deaths
for Pixies.
And you get a gold. I'm taking that every day. I get a gold fury and I get to kill 3 people. Perfect. And not only did you kill 3 people, you killed the mid laner again. Surprise, surprise. You killed the support, and then you killed the. Oh wait, was it a 4? Did they kill 4 times? They get the jungle kill too?
They killed the solo.
Did they not get the mama on that early time? Right after? It doesn't matter. A lot of kills and a gold fury, taking it 9 times out of 10. Every time.
And they're now in the lead by about 500. Not a lot. Not enough.
But that's a big swing considering you were just up.
Oh, for sure, for sure. They're not. It's not that the Pixies are losing at this point. It's mostly a mental game that's going to be the problem. Coming off of that loss in game 1, a pretty decisive loss too. They had a few good spots, but unless they can pull it together, recover their mentals, and work as a team, this is going to go the same as game 1 did.
This is potential to be a solo. Yeah, there it goes. Freya had to ult. That was a great wait out there from Mars, knowing that the Freya's timer was about to run out. But I don't know if this could be a kill.
I think it is a kill. The question is if Ramon dies, and she does. One
Here
for
they
one.
come. Here comes the cavalry.
Rama about to get dived. Decides to ult, delaying for his Achilles to get closer. Ravana dies in right lane. That is
crazy.
tier 1 down. Odin ult comes out. That is a dead Rama. Do they get the return kill on Chiron? Chiron Aegis comes out.
Nope, not getting that.
Oh,
Not getting
turns
that.
the ult at the last second, decides not to dive tower. The right choice, in my opinion. However, in the meantime, Poseidon and Gilg are pushing down this right tier 2.
Magic.
After getting a kill on the Ravana. They don't quite get it.
But yeah, once again,
out tier 1.
What is that? The third death now caused because of this Frenzy pick. Once again, have not seen Frenzy be used a single time in 14 minutes. But Shell could have been used 3 times. An upgraded Shell could have been used 3 times to save people's lives. But instead, we wanted to go for a relic that we're not going to use. Let's just all the support mains. If you see an Odin on the other team, pick up Shell first item. Just pick it up.
And
then eventually you're going to upgrade it. Yeah, and a Relic Dagger. It's going to be nuts.
Relic Dagger, one of the top meta support items currently.
Oh, he could have got him.
Is dead to this Chiron. Chiron rotating all the way over from left lane. Getting that 2-for-1 trade. Not worth it for Papito.
Odin's got Cage.
The Pyromancer is up. Odin does have Cage, but also has no follow-up for it. So
Indeed.
It's not much of a threat. If I were Pixies, I would pull Pyro here.
Yeah, I kind of would have rather seen a Jotuns out of the Odin, but rather than the breastplate of Valor to make himself a threat, because he's still a warrior. He still has a great great stats. But a pure tank Odin, what his bird bomb's hitting you for 400, maybe if you don't have any defense, you're not gonna really care. He's just an alt bot. At that point, just get a Hunbats. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but granted. Somebody to pick up shells, so Odin coming in very big for Papito there.
Divine in chat says that he disagrees. Do you disagree with the...
Does he use Frenzy? This is his one time to use it. Let's see if he uses it. Nope. Cool. Nice. Cool beans. Cool beans. Couldn't burn the Gold Fury before they showed up. Didn't even... I guarantee you ain't even got that thing binded. I guarantee it.
He's gotta have it binded because he probably had a good relic there last game.
I didn't even check. I don't think it mattered more than it does right now.
Oh, of course it did. It was in fact a shell last game.
Crazy. Didn't learn from last game.
First relic shell, not into an Odin, but decides not to pick it up.
Ooh, good Rama ults.
Good ult from the Rama. Yes, that is a...
Oh, he used it! He used it!
He hurt us.
Could have used it before, though. Whenever it hit the entire team and not just a Rama.
Yeah, unfortunately, 2 of his teammates are dead, so... 3 of his teammates are dead. 4 of his teammates are dead. I don't think that Frenzy did much, Chief.
Yeah, get him. Get him through that wall. Yeah, spit in his mouth. Yeah. But no, I mean, what is that? We're up to the 4. I'm going to keep counting. So we're up to 4 deaths because Achilles did not pick up a shell. Period. Just 4 deaths, period. Because even a shell, let's say it's not upgraded, it gives you that extra survivability. Unfortunately, he didn't get that. But at that point, you know you were going to die anyway. You had nothing else to farm. It's just a quick, easy back, right? I
think next time we cast one of Divine's games, we should put a counter up on screen that says number of times Divine messed up.
Yeah. Oh, I better keep going. Wait, where did you get a kill
at this point? It's a bit on this. It's a bit on the server. We gotta lean into it.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I mean, so yeah, we're up to 4 deaths now because someone didn't want to pick up a shell. We wanted to pick up a frenzy. At least it got used at the 16-minute mark. That's a W. Wait, was it 6? Oh, we're level 12.
He's level 12. He's level 12. Does he get shell?
It looks like he hasn't backed yet, so since he's hit it. Also, if there's an Odin, as soon as you get there, how much gold does he have? How much gold? Gold in hand. Does he have enough to even upgrade the shell once he picks it up? Did he save enough?
He
That is enough. That is enough.
And a sentry ward.
And yeah, and hey, a little extra, but I know Divine, and I don't think he's gonna do that.
You know, speaking of wards, if we look on the left side, it appears that the Pixies have 0 wards in hand, as well as only having, what is that, 4 on the map? 1 for 1 trade.
Oh.
That is 1 for 2 trade.
Hey, you know what would have saved that Rama right there? A shell.
Oh, and
Wow.
you would have saved that that Changa there.
A shell. W.
I don't think a shell would have saved.
No, I
that
wouldn't have saved him. He was
so.
dead no matter what on that one. So yeah, he
So-
does have enough to. Looks like he spent it on a Glad Shield. Very nice.
He got
W
sprint.
support.
He got sprint. Come on, my guy.
Divine, are you even playing? What are you playing for?
No.
You playing for Papito? Is that what's happening here?
He's a paid actor.
Right, right. What the heck? A sprint and a frenzy? Who are you chasing down? The Freya?
They
Because
don't
you
even
ain't
have
catching the post. You ain't catching the Gilgamesh. Chiron's literally the fastest god in the game by 1 point. Well, second one obviously being Mercury. What, you got Odin? Who cares about the Odin? So yeah, you're catching the Freya. Cool. Just to get whooped?
They don't even have a horrific to counter with it.
Right. Right. Now we do have Divine here in the VC, which is a nice little contrast to what we're normally doing here. So Divine, can you explain to me why you're absolute doo-doo garbage while we watch this Ravana?
Because I was mad. Then I said I wasn't getting shell.
Interesting. So this was an intentional choice to throw the game. You heard it here, folks.
I had bad positioning. Team diff.
Who had bet? Sorry, you're a little quiet there for me there, Divine.
Team diff. Bad
Team
positioning.
div.
Yeah, I
Well, we're-
agree, especially in support.
Yeah, I think we're up to 5. I won't count the Chang'e because let's say you saved the Rama, you wouldn't be able to save the Chang'e, but we're up to 5 deaths now. That Shell could have prevented, but instead we went for a frenzy that once again has been used 1 time in 20 minutes.
See, you're being conservative with this estimate because it's not 5 deaths; it's 5 team fights that are thrown by this not having a shell.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That is more than 5 deaths. That is objectives that are having an impact on the map being taken. This is towers being pushed down. This is extra kills on people that weren't even in the Odin ult because they didn't have a team to support them.
Right. And you know how ironic this is? I started this stream out saying that I would rather my support be the weak link. But, you know, I guess I'm sleeping a little bit on supports there, and I'm sorry about that. But this is a support diff, to say the least.
The problem is that there's a difference between the support being bad and the support lacking critical game knowledge. No, it's not lacking knowledge, it's intentional misuse because, as Divine admitted, he's throwing on purpose. But like, how much game knowledge do you need to play ADC? The builds
Negative.
don't change that much. It's mostly mechanics and positioning. Support, you gotta not die, you gotta hit your stuff.
I mean, support
And you gotta use your
requires a
relic.
lot of mechanical ability. Such like you just mentioned, ADC. Let's say you miss an auto, guess what? You have another one instantly, almost. So you have a lot more forgiveness there out of ADC versus support. So you, as a support, you're going to be criticized a lot more. You're going to be looked at a lot more. But that doesn't forgive what has happened here. But at least he used the sprint. Don't know when he used it, but he used it.
I mean, at least we can say that he's intelligent enough to realize that he needed shell here. I don't think that makes it better, though.
Yeah, and in the aftermath, he has now realized the error of his ways, I hope, realizing that if there's an Odin on the other team, even if you're the solo laner, what does the solo lane have? Blink? It makes sense on the Rav, so I'll give it to the Rav. But, I mean, you might want to forgone that teleport for the Blink first item, or even the Shell first. I mean, Shell in solo is not a terrible item. It lets you dive tower if you need to finish off that kill. It also lets you kind of survive a lot better whenever they gank you, so it's not terrible, especially on the Rav. Once your shield is gone, you pop that shield, you're chilling. It's just a whole nother passive.
All right. 23 minutes in, almost 10k gold lead for Papito. Fire Giant has been burned. What did they decide to do with this? They're appearing to push down left. They have one bomb in hand. Odin doesn't have the fire. I think this is one, if not two, Phoenixes for Papito. I think they get the mid Phoenix with a bomb, get a kill or two, and then pull. Never mind. I stand corrected. They decided they're going to push down the mid Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a big misstep out of Residual Arc there, stepping up way too far. A good job there from Marshmallow, realizing that they placed that bomb without it being protected, was able to destroy that bomb.
Oh, I thought I missed.
No, he destroyed it. So, I mean, you know, they're down 4v5, but they still have that bomb. It's 4v5 without a bomb. So, way harder to take.
Fire.
And they do have fire, though.
So, I don't, like, they just... There's the Odin ult, finally. Odin ult is there. They have a Kraken. Throws the Kraken, hits the tank. They are not hitting this Phoenix at all. And that is a dead Odin in the back line. Ganesh, or Chang'e being ran down, gets out. Gilgamesh dies for his sins. And they still haven't gotten this Phoenix. Critical misplay from Papito here.
That's a huge swing there for KC Pixies. Allowing that Momon to hit 20 is going to be massive for that power spike.
Also, Fire Giant is coming up. I don't think they can quite pull it. They can probably get Beacon and Pyro. Chasing the Chiron, really just not worth it at this point.
I don't think even if he catches him. I don't think even if he catches him, I don't think he could kill him. He's just going to dash again.
Oh, for sure. No, that's a rough one. Chiron has redstone instead of bluestone. Is that the pickup for ADCs for the extra attack speed? Because you're not getting the procs. The procs don't matter.
Right, extremely negligible at that point. I personally would think it would be the bluestone on a Chiron specifically. Maybe a Danza you might be able to convince me because he gets that protections in his 3 or mitigations, whatever it is, in his 3. But Chiron, I can only see gaining benefit from that bluestone, the normal bluestone, rather than the redstone.
At that point, I would have just picked up a vital amplifier over the redstone.
Yeah.
It's what, 50% attack speed on top of power and health. I don't know.
Fire Giant for Gold Fury. I mean, where you're at, I don't know. There's zero still potential besides a Chang'e ult. And hypothetically speaking, if you get in, you're instantly dead.
Oh,
Can you risk dropping? Like, I don't know why they're even there. You know you're trading at Gold Fury. Don't even be there. That's just what it is.
I maybe just was hoping for the random chance that they'd get a kill or get a steal.
That's not happening. You're a Ravana and Achilles.
For sure. And they have a Poseidon.
Yeah, you know. Right, and now they're fighting a man down. I don't know. Hey, you know, it's crazy.
Ooh, a message from Godzilla in chat. If I was Chang'e, I would have built Shell. I gotta agree.
Which is fair. I mean, beats Aegis. I mean, there's always an argument for it, right? It always helps, but I mean, this looks like this is just going to be game. This has to be game at this point. I mean, a devastating victory out of Papito there, and an unfortunate loss for KC.
And 3.5 minutes quicker than game 1. This is game 2 victory for Papito. They 2-0 the Pixies.
Hey, I mean, at least they banned the rat.
Sad to see.
I know. I mean, without the rat, I mean, the early game looked much better up until Odin got his cage. After Odin got his cage, Gilgamesh got his ult. Once again, they kind of ran through mid lane. Anytime they're going through mid lane, they're killing the mid laner. And he's spreading the wealth, spreading the love out. Because once that mid lane tower went down, I know noticed there was a lot more rotations coming out of that mid lane 3v3. A lot more rotations.
You know, I didn't realize that they took the plat out of gold plat.
What the heck? What in the world? I mean, massive damage coming out of this Freya doing Freya things. 14, 5, and 10. Nothing to scoff at there. Arc doing much better that game. 7, 10, and 2. And then get erect for 8 and 7. So we looked much better on that go around. We won't talk about Gilgamesh stinky. You know what I'm saying? Spit on their grave. But I mean, hey, I talked some mad smack about that Odin, but it came in big, honest to goodness. 12k damage out of a post though. Lacking 7k out of Divine. The support though. So it is what it is.
That's unfortunate to see. Hopefully, they learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I know that we should be having another KC stream here in a little bit. So if you guys want to stick around in about 3 to 4 hours, we should be coming back live for another riveting KC game. And now we're going to do the awkward thing of me